Hey folks, welcome. It's Lucid. I'm going to be doing in this video a quick pretender design for a Disciples comp stomp we're going to be doing with DasTactic and Battlemode tomorrow in celebration and in preparation for the game launching on the 17th. So because Cavalry is one of the things that's new and improved and different in Dominion 6, Cavalry, for those of you who didn't know, is modeled separately now. Like the mount, so you can get dismounted and your horse can run off and all these things. Anyway, because of that, we're going to be playing with a bunch of different cavalry-based factions. I'm going to be the pretender in the Disciples kind of ring, and I'll be Marignon because we get the nice bless bonus, and you know we're going to have lots of cavalry. Marignon also went through some other changes too. More in late age than in middle age, which is what we're going to be playing. But Daz is going to be playing with Machaca. These guys got a new sprite for their mounts, which looks really great here. But yeah, the Hunter Spiders are really interesting. They're pretty high protection, very high hit points, kind of lower encumbrance. And then the Riders are very heavily armored, but also have a lot of encumbrance. But yeah, they've got a lance and a falchion, and then they've got these venomous fangs, which do like a tremendous amount of poison damage. And then they've got a web, which they'll also use in melee. And this will keep happening until the mount is over 100 fatigue. And we're going to be doing something interesting, which is going to synergize like really well in our build with stuff like this, like where you have a fatigue. This is another thing that changed in Dominion 6. You have certain units have abilities, and these abilities may have a fatigue cost. And as you can see from the tooltip at the bottom, it will continue using this. It doesn't have ammo anymore, right? It's going to continue webbing things until it gets tired. And tired means it's over 50 fatigue. So generally what will happen is they'll use it for a while, then they'll like after the first part of the battle, they'll be over 50 fatigue for the rest of the battle. You could put up things like relief and the web potentially, for the whole battle. But what we're going to be doing probably is putting vampiric weapons on them. So we're going to have vampire spiders. And that's going to be Daz's job, is to play vampire-themed spiders. So that's going to be pretty cool. Tune into his YouTube to watch that. Battlemode is going to be playing with Bandarlog. And they're going to also get a really interesting synergy out of vampiric weapons, which is one of the new blesses. They're going to get it on this Tiger Rider, which had the sprite changed. One of the things that's kind of weird, I think Illwinter's still working through how light cap are going to work. Because it used to be the Tigers don't have armor, but now they've had to put armor on them, because if you take the armor off, they suck. The mounts die, and then you have this rider without a mount, and they're just way worse than they were. So anyway, they've added armor to a lot of things. I think there's better solutions. I think they'll figure out some of them, hopefully. But this is all stuff, too, that the community can tweak via modding and things like that. However, they are very cool because they have a lot of attacks. The rider doesn't have a lance or anything. He just has a falchion. But the mount has a lot of attack and defense. I mean, a lot of attacks. So he's got a 13 attack, 17 damage attack, and a 13 attack, 15 damage attack. And then a decent amount of armor. So, yeah, they don't have a lot of defense. The Rider actually has a lot of defense. So the Rider actually, even though the Rider only has 12 hit points and 14 protection, the Mount has more hit points and more protection. I believe... Now, he does have Skilled Rider, and this, we'll actually have to see how this works. I haven't actually gone through and tested this a lot, because... Skilled Rider, I don't believe this shows up in the... Oh, no, it does. +1. So let's see if we can figure out how this works here. I know this is going to be a quick video, and all of a sudden I get stuck on a rabbit trail, but we're not getting off of it. So we have Skilled Rider 2. It says, will increase the morale and defense of the mount. The defense increase is most effective on lightly armored mounts. It's reduced by the encumbrance value of the mount's armor. So this has 1 encumbrance armor. So Skilled Rider 1 is going to translate to an increased 1 defense. But that also gets negated by the weapon defense and the armor defense. So one of these weapons gives -1 defense, the bite. And this armor gives -1 defense. So the net effect Does he have a 10 defense unit? I don't know if that should be true. I feel like even if you put armor on a tiger, it's going to be a lot harder to hit a tiger with the sword than it would be to hit, like, the normal human. Like, could you imagine trying to hit a tiger with the sword? That is not going to be easy. I mean, maybe it is. I've never fought a tiger with the sword. I'm just using my imagination. However, the important thing is 3 attacks. So with vampiric weapons, every time they attack, they can potentially get 3 vampiric procs. That's going to keep these guys at high encumbrance, and it's going to, whatchamacallit, heal up the hit points of them. And furthermore, not only will it heal hit points, it can take them above normal hit points. So anyway, hopefully it's a cool, and if nothing else, it'll be a fun test. This is, I think, a pretty good use case for vampiric weapons. So what we're going to do in this video is we're going to design this pretender. It's going to be kind of interesting. So we're going to take Battlemode, because this is kind of the premier blessed pretender. Usually it's better to get, if you want reasonably high-ish dominion, you want to spread blessed points out across a few things, Battlemode's usually, for a lot of different builds, the best one. So to get vampiric weapons, it's down here. It's Blood 8, Death 4. That is, like, compared to Ethereal, which is expensive and very good. This costs 12, and it's in different, like, very specific cross paths. This is very expensive. It's extremely expensive. I don't think it's worth it. Okay, we're doing this for fun. And I'll tell you the reason I don't think it's usually worth it. We'll see. I think this is a good use case test. I think this should probably be 1 point cheaper on both of them, at least. At least. That would still be, if it was 1 point cheaper, if it was Blood 7, Death 3, that would still be 10 bless points. Extremely expensive. The reason this is, so what does it do? Attacks from blessed units will drain the life force from living enemies. The wounded, those wounded will take additional damage that's added to the blessed one's hit points. Now, the thing that it doesn't say that's really important about how this bless works is if the base weapon kills it, then there's nothing left for you to take and, like, heal from, right? Because the weapon effect comes after the base damage, right? And this is not a problem. It's not bad. I'm just saying why it's overpriced. Like, if it was priced correctly, I think this would be a cool way for it to work. But, like, unlike Life Drain from a vampire, where the base attack is vampiric, this is like a vampiric coating, right? So it happens after the base weapon, the base damage is done. And, maybe they change this or something. But, yeah. So because of that, if the unit dies from the original attack, it doesn't proc. Then also, if the unit, if you miss, it's not going to proc. If the unit doesn't take any damage, right? So if you hit them, but you get deflected by protection, then this armor negating damage won't proc either, right? So you have to pierce the armor, which kind of makes sense. Like, you have a vampiric weapon, you would think you would have to, like, actually stick it in somebody for it to work. So that part makes sense. But yeah, you basically have to hit, you have to get past protection, but you have to not kill them for this to work. So once you factor in all those filters, it's actually not proccing a tremendous amount, which is why I think it's overpriced at 12. However, it's still very cool, and it will probably still be kind of good. Maybe. Overpriced, but kind of good, because we could probably take better things. But this is going to be fun. So we're going to take vampiric weapons. The other thing I think we're going to do, let's go ahead and we're going to get, so we can get at least 7 sacreds a turn. And we're going to try to take some productivity. We'll trash recruitment points a little bit. We're going to go dormant. So we'll have to expand without vampiric weapons. So that will be funny watching Battlemode and DasTactic try to do that. I mean, they'll have pretenders that'll wake up pretty soon. They'll come online on, like, month 6 or something. But it's not going to be super easy, and we're going to dump these to pay for the rest of it, because we're not doing just vampiric weapons. We're also going to take some attack skill, which is going to be nice. Now, we could also do something else. We could also do... there's a bunch of kind of cool ones, so we'll go through some of the new ones. Enchanted Blood's interesting. You get, like, a little bit of regen and some MR, and it stops profuse bleeding. Stygian Flesh would be kind of cool. Get a bonus to our protection. The The one I kind of want to try would be heroism. Could we factor that in? Ooh, we might be able to. So we could do something like this. We could do attack. We got 6 points left. We could do some heroism. Get a lot more experience. We could also get bonus strength if we wanted to. I think we'll get a little bit of strength. It'll help us get through armor a little bit better, but we don't want to kill things with our original attack. We want the vampiric weapons to have to do the finishing blow. And we'll get 2 more bless points to spend. I think we're gonna do. Should we do so? Heroism gives 50% more experience. Oh, we could do double heroism. This would mean we get to 3 stars pretty quickly. I think this is probably worth it. I think it's. We could either do. Yeah, 1 attack. No, I think we do double heroism here. So we're gonna get up to 3 stars pretty quickly. The idea, so when you get when you level up in Dominions, you get small bonuses, but they're significant. You get +1 attack, +1 defense, +1 morale for basically every level up, and each level up becomes progressively harder to get. At a certain threshold, I think maybe at 3 stars you get +1 hit points, and I think at 4 stars you also get +1 MR, and then you get another hit point at like 5. And maybe at 4 you also lose an encumbrance. There's a few different benefits you get, but the main kind of one, I mean the MR is nice, but the main one is you get +1 attack and defense on and morale on every single one. So this would be kind of interesting, and this also passively helps a little bit with research, because I believe I've been told, I haven't tested it, but you get a little bit more, you get 1 experience every turn. This also applies for sacred mages to the experience you get every turn. And research, you also get I think you get +1 RP also with every level. So it's a very small boost to research, but not completely insignificant. So I think this will be our build. Should be kind of interesting, and yeah, that'll be it. Well, they are going to design disciples. They'll put it up on their channel. So if you're interested to see what they come up with, go check out their channels. They'll probably be posting it around this time. And we'll see you tomorrow. It's going to be at 5 Eastern time. If you're in another part of the world, you can look up what that is. But we'll see you then. Take care.